verse 6 and verse 12. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against
Against the what?
spiritual,
Hold on. Against what?
against the rulers of the darkness of this world.
These are the people who own what we own. They own social media. They own the television. They own radio. This is how you know that the Bible is talking about us. You know what I mean? Because we are the ones having to fight these people. They the ones that can control um, what people listen to and what people see. Read that again.
For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places.
And this is what this is: spiritual wickedness in high places, man. This is why, man. I ain't even gonna say that. Keep reading. Is that was that in a book? All right, so this is why judgment has to come, man. Judgment has to come to this earth, man, because this is what we're dealing with. We're dealing with this spiritual wickedness that's in high places. High places mean it's something that you can't do nothing about. But you know, can't nobody stop this truth, man. They messed up when they taught us how to read and write. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's why they didn't want us to learn how to read and write for so many years because they knew their time was going to happen. Their time was coming to an end sooner than later. Now that we've learned how to been reading and writing for the last 50, 60 years, they seeing why they didn't want to teach us because we was going to pick up the Bible, the best-selling book every year, all year round, every city, state, country. It's the best-selling book ever, and they knew that we was going to pick this book up and start to remember who we were in this book, and it was going to start to wreak havoc on this earth. All right, we're not talking about doing nothing physically to no one. We don't condone no kind of violence against nobody, regardless of their religion, regardless of their race or their gender or nothing like that. We don't speak like that on here. By us just saying that we are God's chosen people is wreaking havoc on the earth because we've been called niggas for so long. You know what I mean? We've been called porch monkeys for so long. We've been nothing for so long, but now we're something, man. Hey, we finding out that we're the greatest thing ever, man. Now it's a problem. It's a problem.
That's right. That's right. Hey, listen, man. There was a show by the name of Hell on Wheels, and there was a scene where the young brother was told by the slave master to read out of the Bible. And once he finished reading, the slave master's partners was like, "Yo, you think that's safe? Look what happened to Nat Turner. Nat Turner was reading, and look all the havoc that he did." And he said, "Nonsense." He said, "Boy, do you understand what you're reading?" He said, "No, sir." He said, "You see, ain't nothing wrong with them reading. As long as they don't understand what they're reading, that's it." And the one thing that I took when I was going to school in elementary was phonics and reading comprehension. Those two classes that they gave you, and that's vital. You don't hear about phonics anymore. No one cares about saying how to say words or whatever, how to be correct. But that's something that we all as a people have failed to learn is the comprehension of what we read, and that's what makes us dangerous. Hey, get me Job chapter 9 and verse 24, because the Son of God said something that was heavy. We wrestle with the principalities of this world, but who does this world belong to? Read that.
Job chapter 9, verse 24. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covereth the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he?
This is proof of what's going on right now. You see, the brothers that you see up here, we don't have the faces of judges. But the minute we start opening our mouths, our faces start to look like judges. And that's what they're like, oh no, we got to shut them down. We got to take them out. You understand? Because they thought that we was just a bunch of Negroes that just shuck and jive and play games or whatever, have PlayStation and Xbox minds. We don't have that. We actually have books. We are well-learned scholars of this Bible. And because we're using the word of the Lord, now we're becoming a threat. That's the problem. And the wicked, who are the owners right now of this world, are afraid.
Yeah, I'm surprised, Brother Isaac. You're not sleeping yet, sir?
No, sir. I'm giving you like 5 more minutes.
That's what I thought, brother. They're talking about where Isaac. I said, you don't see Isaac never hang out. That dude's just a sleepyhead, bro.
Oh man.
Yo,
brother.
yo, we got a problem, man. Who the hell invite E in? Who the hell invite their brother in, bro?
I think
Hey,
Amalek.
Shalom E.
You know what you're dealing with, bro. You know what you're dealing with.
What's
I know,
going
man.
on, E?
Hey, that Amalek claw is heavy. Sharp.
You're a monster. I called the Great Red Dragon for no reason. The reason why he's the Great Red Dragon.
That's true.
Hey, they even took
Dragon is raw.
yeah, he raw, man. They even took biblical smoke. It did have biblical smoke on the top, man. Yeah,
Yeah.
they done took that off, man. So hey man, we can
Oh,
continue to bring
take the name out.
They took the biblical smoke out. They
Oh, damn,
they
man.
snuffed it out.
Oh, them that take the name out, man. Oh, shit.
Yeah, we just biblical. The smoke is gone.
That's it.
Nah. Hey, just use you could use Biblical Smoke Reloaded. What's wrong with that title?
You gotta create a whole new room,
You have to create a new room, man.
like a whole new clubhouse under that title.
Biblical Smoke Reloaded.
Hey, but at the end of the day, I mean, we are biblical smoke. So whatever we make it, it's gonna be the same thing. It ain't
Yes,
gonna
it.
matter.
That's right. Say it again, Caps. Say it again. We don't need no damn title.
I don't know who Cap is. My name is Judd.
We're gonna speak the word of God, man. We are the biblical smoke. It's not the name. We are.
Bruh, say it ain't so, bruh.
It's so, I'll be out.
Hey, shalom, family. Shalom, brother. Most High Christ, war. Back in the I see biblical smoke got shut down, man.
Yo, D, I heard, man, you went over there, man. You went when I'm not here, so they can promote you in Sabbath. As soon as I get back next week, brother, I'm gonna shut you down, bro.
Nah, bro. Every week until you get it done, bro.
Damn.
Yo, it's gonna be done. So get used to it this week.
Damn, bro. So Biblical Smoke got taken out. Now we're Biblical Hallway. Come on, bro.
Oh yeah, bro.
Biblical Smoke Reloaded, man.
They reduced us to Hallway.
Biblical fumes. Biblical fumes.
Hey, we got
Biblical
600
fumes. Biblical fumes.
Damn, kid.
Smithereen. Hey, y'all. Hey, we got 600 and some people on listening though. Hey, more people will come on, man. If y'all want to continue to bring it out, let's do it.
Hey, well, one thing for everybody to understand is, if it wasn't true what we were saying, then they wouldn't go so hard to break it up and to stop it.
That's right.
That's one thing we got to remember. I know some people maybe new to this and they listen and going like, man, what's all this stuff these dudes talking about? I don't know about all this. But to see that they go to such extreme to shut a room down that's just really talking about history, it lets you know that they don't want you to know your history.
And there's the only people that go so far to pass laws where if you speak about anything in their so-called history, they'll even arrest you. You get fined, you get arrested, you get blackballed. That doesn't happen to any other nation on the planet Earth but them.
Hey, Judd, can I just back Judd up real quick with a scripture? Because that's what he said is biblical. If you look at Isaiah 59, I believe it's verse 12 real quick. Because what the brother said is absolutely correct, y'all. Once you speaking truth, they coming for us. You know, we can't speak no truth in the earth. As long if we were out selling drugs, promoting whoredom, promoting black on black violence, selling drugs to each other, that's cool for them. But once we talk into the history of what happened to us and who we are biblically, then it's a problem. You got that, Ibuka?
Isaiah 59 verse 12. For our transgressions are multiplied before thee, and our sins testify.
No. Give me the one where it says truth faileth. It's somewhere in there. Z, where's that at? It's in Isaiah 59. It's like around 12. Look at 14.
Isaiah 59 verse 14. And judgment is turned away backward, and justice standeth afar off.
Justice for the black man stands far away. We never get justice on this land. Even when we get so-called some form of justice, like for a knee on the neck for 9 minutes, there's one shot the same day. Go ahead.
For truth is fallen in the street.
What see that? Truth is falling in the streets. You can't speak no truth, and our people are scared to death to speak any truth. They scared to lose their jobs. They scared to lose their livelihoods and so forth and so on. Go ahead.
And equity cannot enter. Yea, truth faileth.
That's the part I want to write there. The Bible said in this society here, truth is failing right there. There ain't no truth out here but the children of Israel bringing that fire, bringing that biblical sword, that biblical smoke. Go ahead.
And he that departeth from evil maketh himself a prey.
See that? When you talk the truth, when you talk about the evil that's going on, us losing our identity, our nationality, other cultures taking it on, you make yourself a prey out here. You make yourself a target. But hey, somebody got to stand up and do it. Somebody got to man up and do it and be the gods on this earth and go to war for our people, man.
Yeah, what? Yeah.
Good, D.
What verse was that?
Isaiah 59, 14, and 15, right, Ibuka?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. They go with that Baruch, man. When Mosiah said, I mean, he will give him it going with that precept. What was that last verse?
Verse 15. Read it again for Deacon.
Yeah, read it again.
Isaiah 59, verse 15. Yea, truth faileth, and he that departeth from evil maketh himself a prey. And the Lord saw it, and it displeased him that there was no judgment.
Dang, that's crazy. I need that for that Baruch joint. All right.
It's still like 650 on here right now, so all praises to the Most High for that.
I mean, but you notice that, I mean, they have to go extra mile to take away that People Go Smoke when we came with the People Go Smoke logo. There was a white girl show up, then I take her picture bringing up. The next thing you know, they take the People Go Smoke off. Showing you these people is controlling behind the scene, man. Some wicked stuff.
Hey, y'all, I was listening to y'all. I was listening to y'all on the way back from the airport, right? And I couldn't really, I wasn't on the stage. But, you know, it's crazy. I was reading an article about what happened with the brother. And it says they was upset at him and he had to apologize because he was made a moderator in a room he went in and he did not correct it. He didn't say anything against anybody. But because he didn't cape for them, that's why he in trouble. But my question is, who the hell, when people are talking down on us, which one of these guys cape for us and come to our defense when all these conversations about us is going on?
Not one.
It shows. Yes, sir.
You Cap. Hold on for a second. But think about it. The guy that sit there, listen, and take the guy picture, he should be talked about too. You understand?
Right. Exactly.
When they was talking about Farrakhan, You understand? So
Right.
on you, America is a biased country, man. It's a wicked place, man.
Yes, sir.
Sorry, Cap.
No, you good. I mute my mic.
Hey, get that in Ibuka, get that in Deuteronomy 33:29.
Deuteronomy chapter 33, verse 29. Happy art thou, O Israel, who is like unto thee, O people saved by the Lord, the shield of thy help, and who is the sword of thy excellency. And thy enemies shall be found liars unto thee. And thou
There we
shalt
go. That's what we experiencing now. The same people that claim they love LeBron, they love Kawhi, they love Denzel. Those same people are the ones that if you speak out anything against them, and you ain't even gotta speak against them. Speak indirectly against them. Just talk about history. Just talk about true historical facts from a biblical viewpoint, and they are coming for you. That lets you know that black man in America, black people in America, but especially the black man, you don't have no freedom of speech. Not at all. They want us to remain the thugs on TV that they show. They want us to remain as the them hoes over there. They want us to remain baby daddies. They want us on the bottom. All that success that you think that they advocating for when them Edomites be out there marching with Black Lives Matter, it is false. It is false as all outdoors, man. I mean, my mic.
Hey, somebody read Revelation 2
Yeah, go ahead.
verse 9. Read verse 9 back to back. And the scripture speak for itself. We'll let Christ speak. We'll see if they could ban him. Revelation 2 verse 9, then Revelation 3 verse 9.
Revelation chapter 2 verse 9. I know thy works and tribulation and poverty, but thou art rich. And I know the blasphemy of them which say they are Jews, and are not, but are the synagogue of Satan. Revelation chapter 3 verse 9. Behold, I will make them of the synagogue of Satan, which say they are Jews, and are not, but do lie. Behold, I will make them to come and worship before thy feet, and to know that I have loved thee.
Christ has spoken. Mute my mic.
That's it. Hey, so hey, Chucky's on the stage. What you think about black men not having freedom of speech, Chucky?
I ain't gonna lie. I'm listening to y'all tonight, and I'm in 100% agreement. I think anytime that a black man speaks out, the media portrays us a certain way. They try to shut us down. And like you say, even with Kendrick Lamar and all them, they just shut us completely out. But I think kind of like as a culture, we don't even recognize it. It's like we sweep it under the rug as well. And I'm not saying all of us, but the majority is looking and they're not even paying attention. And I think a lot of black men, especially who are quote unquote in a certain space where they can influence the culture, they forgot the black man. Like once they make it, regardless of anything, whether it's money, influence, whether it's, they just forget us, and then we are where we are right now. So I agree with everything you all are saying. You know what I'm saying? Just like Nick Cannon, he said what he said. Once that heat hit him, he kind of came back and apologized. And I feel like that's killing our culture, because what are we apologizing for? They don't even recognize us now. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter who's in office. And I can go back to Barack Obama. You can go back to Kamala Harris now. You know, I call him Plantation Joe, but I'm gonna leave it there. I just feel like, you know what I'm saying? Like they put a quote unquote put that knee on our neck. And it's like, yo, like black folks, wake up and pay attention. Like because when I preach it to you all, you know what I'm saying? And mind you, you know what I'm saying? Like I listen to you all, so y'all be killing me because, you know, I'm a Christian man. But I really agree with a lot of that you all say, and I preach it to people and they don't listen. And I'm like,
Hey,
yo, they killing us, and y'all not even respecting, like they're like, you're not respecting our own culture. But when I tell y'all this, y'all kill me for telling y'all the truth about us. But you will follow the plantation folk, and you keep wanting to hand out from them. Nah, we need us. So when I hear y'all, man, y'all speaking fire. Yo, I respect it. You hear me? So I love it, man. I love it.
yeah, you see what's so dangerous about this stuff right here? That's how you know that the chain is no longer in your neck, the chain is no longer in your feet. They have chained you in your mind. That's why they feel comfortable to have you apologize. Because if you don't apologize, you're gonna lose your contracts that you made. You understand? That's how they know they got you. That means you still physically, mentally, they still got you somewhere, somehow. They go there, man didn't say a word. He just tuned into a clubhouse. So what, they have him as or whatever they say they have him as. But he didn't say a word. Then that just jammed that guy up where he gonna have to, what the hell he gonna apologize for? He didn't say nothing. So how are they gonna apologize for something somebody else said? Come on, man. It's the same thing. I'm gonna show you guys it's the same thing. In the school system right now, you see how they're pushing homosexual among our children, right? You understand? There's going to be a time where your children cannot go into school and talk about, can no longer talk about homosexual, because they're going to kick your kids out the school. That's what I want you guys to understand. This thing going to get rough, man. These train going to get rough. I'm telling you. These devils already set up to destroy us somewhere, somehow. But don't worry. Don't worry. We're here now. The prophet is here. We're going to bring it out as it is written.
Now, let me ask y'all a question, because Jesus here, and I believe everything you all are saying. So the question for me is, how in the world do we get our people to understand this? Because it's like they so blind, and they're just like whatever. And I agree, kind of whatever the white man says, it's like, this is it, this is that. Like, nah, like, have you forgotten our culture? Have you forgotten enslavement? Have you, like, you in the modern day slavery? Like, that shit ain't gone nowhere. It's still here. You know what I'm saying? When the images is given to you through certain videos, through stuff that they feed you, they feed our culture. Like, how do we get our folk to understand, especially the younger generation? How do we get them to understand, yo, open your eyes and pay attention? They killing us, and y'all not even paying attention.
Yeah, let me start with you first. You say you're a Christian.
I am.
So how the hell, where you get that from?
Well, the reality is, I know it's a man-made terminology, and I get that. So I'm definitely a follower of Christ, but again, I'm not going to sit up here and say that I'm not into the church, because I am. So I get your ideology of what you're about to say. But again, so it can be the same way that you can come and say, well, you're a Christian, this and that. I can kind of go and say, well, y'all still say nigga. I hate that terminology, because I still feel that's a part of enslavement. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah, I understand what you're saying, but yeah, man, but you have to, the Bible have a guideline. You understand? You cannot say, oh, I'm a Christian, but you don't believe what Christ said. There's a big difference, bro.
No, go ahead. I'm listening.
So Christ said, if you love me, keep my commandments. Have you ever keep any commandment of Christ?
Absolutely. Absolutely. If I didn't, I wouldn't be on this platform listening to you all, honestly.
Okay. So let me ask you a question. Yeah, so what was the first commandment?
Shoot, I can't go down the whole line. God dang. You want me to pull out my Bible? But well, you can tell me the first commandment, because I can't tell you that part.
No,
but what I can tell you is, when it comes to Christ and when it comes to following the law, as far as, not to steal, not to kill, not to destroy, and things of that nature, that's my mindset. Like, following the law from cradle to grave with that. That's how I live. So,
okay. I'm gonna read a verse for you.
Okay.
I'm gonna read a verse for you. You tell me how the hell you gonna make it in the kingdom without that verse right there. I'm gonna show it. I'm gonna show it to you. Revelation 14:12.
I'm listening.
You pass that verse right there.
Revelation chapter 14, verse 12. Here is the patience of the saints, Here are they that keep the commandments of God and the faith of Jesus.
You on, Christian.
No, I'm listening to you. You feed me. I'm listening, brother.
No, I'm saying that you say you're Christians.
Yeah.
The Bible said those are those that keep their commandments in the faith of Jesus Christ.
Right.
What is their commandment? What is the faith?
You mixing me, like I'm not getting it. So
yeah, let's say those are the. Let's read it again. We're gonna break it down to you.
Here is the patience of the saints.
Stop. Who are the saints?
We're the saints. We're the people of God. I got that.
No, you're not giving it to me with details, so I know you understand.
No, because I'm trying to get where you're going. So that's what I'm saying. Go ahead. I'm not against you. I'm listening.
Because you make a statement. You say we are the saint. Who are we? Who is we?
Well, I didn't make the statement. Y'all make.
No. Let me ask you a question. A Chinese guy is a saint.
I'm not a Chinese guy, so I'm not gonna call him a saint. I'm gonna call me a saint because I know I'm saved by the Lord, so I'm not worried about that.
You see that confusion?
Okay, well, but see, that's what I'm saying, brother.
Let's find out who are the saint. Let's find out who are the saint.
That's what I'm saying. And so if you got, this is my thing. If you got the illumination,
that dude.
Huh? Say that one more time.
Yeah, I'm gonna show you who are the.
Okay, go ahead.
Hey, real quick, Chucky, and I'm listening to you. I've never seen you on here before, which I don't be on here a lot, but it sounds like you say that you hear us speak, you agree with a lot of what we say. What is it that you don't agree with?
No. I didn't. What I'm telling you is this. Well, what I don't agree with is certain stuff that dealt with women, but that's a whole nother conversation. So I'm not getting off topic. But when it comes to the belief, when it comes to the structure, when it comes to enslavement, when it comes to the past, when it comes to Edomites, I believe all of that. There's nothing that would deter me from that part because I read the word enough to know that part. But when he's speaking to me about what commandments do I follow and things of that nature, I'm trying to get his point so I can understand exactly and articulate exactly where is he trying to come from and where does he want me to answer.
Okay, so check this, because earlier you were saying basically that you feel frustrated that our people don't understand why is it that we are turning to the Edomites for certain things. And it's saying you even stated yourself, how can we get our people to see this? How can we get them to see the truth? This is what Deaconologist is basically trying to get out of you. And the reason why I asked you what it is that you don't see, because we can reason in the scriptures and see, well, what is it that you disagree on? And I can give you the scripture to see this is why we move the way that we move. Like I said, we know, I know you hear us, we say, we call folks Christian because that's the common terminology of the denomination that's been created against God's people today to get us asleep, to get us checked out. When you read Christian in the scriptures, the Christians were the ones that followed Christ. They were the anointed ones. They kept God's commandments and faith in his son. And guess what? They're Israelites. They were always Israelites. It's always been the children of Israel. So the reason why I wanted to touch base and kind of see what it is that you see different, because a lot of our people don't know. Like, here's an example. Deacon Knowledge asked you about, well, what's the first commandment? Because most Christians will say all they have to do is follow the two commandments that Christ spoke of in, what is it, Matthew 22 I think it's 22 or 23. And it's like what you stated earlier. You said you believe, don't steal, don't kill. I forget what else you said, but which is true. You're supposed to follow the commandments. The problem is that your average person who says that they love God and they call themselves Christian, they are uneducated in the actual text. We're trying to show you is that there's a lot more that was said. There was a lot more that was taught by Christ. And we have received a misconstrued, diluted doctrine to keep us in the midst of sin. Here's an example. Today's Christians are unable to differentiate between which laws Christ said we no longer follow and which laws we have to follow. When we read in Matthew the 5th chapter, he said, I came not to destroy the law, The average Christian is unable to articulate and understand that Christ did away with the sacrificial laws. Those laws pertaining to sacrifice. He's the true sacrifice now. Those laws now have been fulfilled in Christ. He came and he died for the nation of Israel. That's why we don't sacrifice anymore, as well as ushering in what the world today calls grace. You're not being put to death for sins that would now cause you to be put to death under the old covenant. So a lot of this is what we're trying to, mash into a little short time. We have extensive classes on these topics, even with the stuff where you're talking about dealing with women, which I'm not sure what you might have heard or what you might have went through concerning women. I'm pretty sure you probably seen,
it was this. That part was just because you all are very strong in your thoughts. So I'm not knocking what you all say. I'm just not that type of guy, if that makes sense. Like I heard a man like I'm a lion, Chuck, I'm not a punk, but I'm not like y'all very forceful. So that's just me though. That's my personal opinion. I'm not going biblical, I'm not doing that. So that's the only way that came from. But go ahead.
Nobody, I understand that. And nobody's telling you that you got to beat on your chest. You know what I'm saying? But to deal with our people, the scripture says our people are hard-headed, stiff-necked people. He said he sends the prophets to day of the captivity. And guess what? They hard-headed. And they don't want to hear God's words. So a lot of times what you see us now having to elevate and, meet people where they're at sometimes concerning certain topics, because that's the only way a Negro's going to hear. Like I said, I heard you say earlier you didn't like the term nigga, which guess what? I'm not a nigga. Don't call me a nigga. I am not a nigga. But there's niggas out here, and I'm going to identify a nigga. And if a nigga going to get right and repent and become who he's supposed to be, he won't be a nigga in my eyes any longer. But the reason why we use that term is because of what was done, the history and what's happened. And our people need to understand that, listen, it's time for us to stop being niggas, stop being African Americans, stop being Mexicans, stop being Haitians, Dominicans, Puerto Ricans, whomever, all the children of Israel, and be who you are. Be God's children, the Israelites. That's what the message is. I just know a lot of times this, because of the forum and how things happen, it's hard for, that really to get pushed. But listen, you step into a room of lions, somebody gonna get bit if you go messing with the lion.
Yes, sir.
It is what it is.
Yes, sir.
And
yes, sir.
Us as men, even yourself, like I said, I know you, and you probably look at it from a stance of, well, I'm not that abrasive type, and that's cool. I don't look at myself as that, but I will meet aggression where aggression needs to be met. I can rise and elevate to whatever extent I need to be in order for the message to get out there, for the conflict to now get taken down to where we can be, peaceful with one another. It is what it is. So that's what you see, bro. I guess I just don't want you taking any offense and, seeing things a certain way, because we have but a short time on here to try to get the message out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So I definitely don't take offense. This is why I visited y'all room a couple of times, because, like I said, I enjoy to hear what you all speak on. And, we all grown, so certain things I say y'all not going to agree with and vice versa. But the reality is we're trying to get to the same common goal. You get what I'm saying? So there's nothing that you all say that can turn me away from listening to you all, because I really believe you all are needed for the kingdom and for our people. So I'm not even against that part. So it's never taken personal. Absolutely not.
Right. You remember Nehemiah, reading the book of Nehemiah, as they were building the temple, as they were going back into the land. Nehemiah noticed amongst our people that there were people that were of our nation that couldn't even speak our language, because the women had taken husbands of strange nations. The men had taken wives of strange nations and things of this nature, and people didn't know. Nehemiah got so upset with the state of our people, how they was acting. Nehemiah was smacking folks. He was smiting folks. He got physical with our people. And the reason being is because he's so passionate. He loves his people so much, and our people are hard-headed. And guess what? It be like that. Well, you got to rise to that point. Now, we ain't out here smacking and hitting on folks, nothing like that. But just know that our forefathers were not these timid people that you see in churches today. They were not these weak, broken, scared to speak, this passive-aggressive type. That wasn't them. Our forefathers were warriors. Like I said, a lot of times people say, well, the words y'all use, it's like, why do y'all say certain things? Y'all don't realize, first and foremost, we've been taught by the world to think that certain things are sin that ain't sin. When you read in the Bible, you read terrible words in the Bible because that's the words that was being used. Now, if it's not for edification purposes, there's certain times I won't use certain things. But when I got to elevate and we got to go there, guess what? We're going to go there. Just like my forefathers. You think King David, when he was fighting in war, he was running through with his sword and saying, "Oh, shoot, gotcha, ha."
Nah, I'm with you, bro. I'm with you.
That wasn't. Listen, this is the same King David. Brother disrespected him. He said he's coming back to kill everybody that pisses against the wall. He gonna kill all the men. These are our forefathers. They weren't nothing to play with. But we've been made and been conditioned to be docile and to be weak. And that's not us. Not saying that, oh, because you say a curse word that makes you strong. No, that's not what we're saying. What we're saying is you got to rise to where the need, where the aggression is. And sometimes our people, that's the only thing they're going to understand. A lot of times these churches wonder, why can't we reach the youth? Why can't we reach the drug dealers? Why can't we reach the cons? Why can't we, the ex-cons? Why can't we reach these gangbangers? It's because you don't speak the same language. You don't relate with those folks. And we have instruments and tools in the body that gives us the ability to reach everybody that needs to hear this word. Certain brothers are good, going in front of the colleges, going in front of the, doing the big presentations and things like that. Then we got the brothers that can go straight in the hoods and in the ghettos and be in the trenches right next to our people, being able to communicate with them. We have many tools that we all use. So at the end of the day, man, it's all for the glory of the Most High God. I just wanted to touch base with you. And again, I don't want you to think that we're against you, but we are here to correct you and to try to teach you. And just like we want our people to understand, what the heck these white folks is doing, especially, with these hidden agendas, it's more to the story. It ain't just, this attack with, anti-Semitism. It ain't just that attack. It's our Bible. They came against us. They have taken the word of God from us and diluted it and have given it back to us. And now our people believe this broken story that they've given us. We got a whole lot of work to do, bro.
I appreciate y'all, man. Listen, I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna listen to y'all. I'm gonna stop talking, but I want to listen to the rest of what y'all have to say. But I appreciate it. I do want to ask one more question. Where in the world do y'all get the rest of y'all Bible? Because I know it's the Book of Maccabees. I know it's Ecclesiasticus. I know, so I don't know what Bible that is. I only got the King James, so I'm just trying to figure that part out.
No worries. What you need is the King James, and you got to study the history on what happened to the King James Version Bible. Okay. The Protestants removed books when these books started explaining who we were as well as who they are. When you read in the Book of Maccabees, it identifies them Greeks as being Edomites. Okay, you read the rest of Esther, there's a lot of stuff that was removed and a lot of history that was taken away. Like I said, when you understand what we call the Apocrypha, which is I believe means hidden books, what we call the Apocrypha is history that was taken away so that the gap isn't bridged. Our people don't know. The Bible speaks about dinosaurs, but the pastors today can't answer where did they come from. The Bible speaks about many things, okay, that they try to cover up and hide. And that history and bridging the gap is another thing that they wanted to hide because there's a lot of stuff that's missing out of there. So go find you what is called the 1611 King James Version Bible. It's the original King James before the Protestants got their hands on it, okay? Matter of fact, just to give you an example, get, what is that, John 10:22, somebody?
Yes, sir.
Get John, the 10th chapter, and the 22nd verse.
John, chapter 10, verse 22.
Read.
And it was at Jerusalem, the feast of the dedication, and it was winter. And Jesus walked in the temple of Solomon's porch.
So up until this point, and this is for the so-called Christians that might be listening, because these are questions you got to go and ask your pastor. And it's going to piss you off when your pastor says, oh, yes, that's speaking of Hanukkah, also known as feast dedication. It's found in the Book of Maccabees. And they're going to say, well, where's the Book of Maccabees? And they're going to say, oh, yeah, these are some of the Apocryphal books. These are the things they learn in seminary school.
so-called Christians are unable to explain what's happening right here in John 10:22 because they don't have the whole Bible. They do not have all of the books that needs to be there. Okay. Same thing with when you read the book of Esther. When you get to Esther, you look at those chapters, it's like, wait a minute, it just abruptly ends. I forget which chapter it is. I think it's chapter 9 or something like that. But it just abruptly ends. And it's like, okay, well, what's the rest of the story? It picks back up in the books that was taken in the Apocrypha. Same chapter and everything, okay?
Gotcha. I'm with you.
I'll prove it.
I saw you got me on Instagram, so I'm gonna follow you back and we're gonna talk some more, brother.
No worries, brother. I'll pray.
If that's cool. Okay.
Yeah, it's cool.
Thank y'all. Thank y'all for the platform. I'm gonna stop taking up y'all time, but I appreciate y'all for real.
All praises. Hey, to the brothers also over this room, I apologize. I know I'm long-winded, man. I just be trying. I just want our people to understand. And then on top of that, this is why I don't do the clubhouse thing, because after all that we've gone through, there's gonna be somebody that's gonna get up here and they're gonna ask the same thing the brother just asked just now, or the same questions, or the same thing pertaining to what he had to say. It's gonna be like we never said anything. You brothers that's moderating this thing, man. More power to y'all, bro. All right, mute my mic.
Hey, we got Jess on the stage. What's up, Jess? You there, Jess? Just. Just. Yes, and, all right. So I guess we'll bring some more people up on stage right now. If you want to, what Jug go? Jug gone? ZB Real.
504 Matt. He's here, man. He's ready for moderating.
All praise.
Yeah, it's a lot of Israel want to come up on stage.
It sounds like a good idea for that Reloaded.
I think so, because it's dead. You need a topic. People coming in, you need a topic of some kind. Reloaded and yeah, black men voiceless in America. I guess voiceless in America. I don't know. Throwing it out there. No voice in the army.
Esau is the devil.
Yeah, let's just do it. Hey, let's. I guess we have to. They wouldn't let me put a topic up here, man. Let's just say that. Do a black man really have a voice in America? You know, hey, come to the stage. Hey, speak your truth. All right. Do a black man or black people really have a voice in America? All right.
There you go.
Am I allowed to speak?
Yes. Do a black woman? Do we have a voice in America? Do we have the freedom of speech, as they say? What do you think?
Well, no, I don't think so. And I actually wanted to share something that happened today when I was trying to share the website with somebody, if that's okay.
Share what website?
Your website, Israel Unite.
Okay, go.
So I was posting on my Instagram today about how I don't celebrate like Mother's Day or all the holidays anymore, and then I was shared on the next story all the days that I do share, and a question was asked to me from an old, a high school person back in the day, and he was asking a lot of questions, and so I was just, being a woman and still being new to everything, I was directing him to the website and your guys' Instagram and what else? The YouTube page, and send him some videos and stuff. But as soon as I put the website link, literally it said, try again later. We restrict certain activity to protect our community. And I have never in my life gotten that before. And so I pushed OK, and then I tried to share it again because it said try again later. So I just tried to resend, and it wouldn't let me send it. And I was like, what the heck? So I took the website link out and just said, go to, find the website, look this name up and stuff. And it let me send it after that. But I was just thought that was crazy. And
what platform was this? What platform was that?
Instagram.
Instagram. Yeah.
And I had noticed that, the website is not on the Instagram pages anymore. Is that why? Have you guys been noticing, censorship around that?
Yeah, Facebook and Instagram and
okay.
other social media outlets are starting to trying to blackball us, trying to blackball the truth. But
yes,
they won't be able to. They can't stop this truth. Just like Clubhouse, just done it. They just shut the room down earlier. But because it's the same people. You gotta understand, we're dealing with the same devil, the same people that's in the dark places. All right, it's the same family of people that's doing this.
That's why I thought it was so interesting and wanted to say.
Right,
because I come on and you say, and then you guys said Biblical Smoke was, shut down, and I was like, wow. And even my husband was saying earlier, because the guy that was asking me questions, he's actually, I know now that he's a Christian pastor, and so he made a joke saying, wow, they didn't want you to convert the good old Christian pastor.
Yeah, so it's a lot going on. They're trying to blackball the truth. And you're right, these Christian pastors, especially these black Christian pastors, men and women, they right along the side with the devil, trying to get the truth shut down. Why? So they can continue to make more money off black people's stupidity. You know what I mean? So that's their main objective, to continue to stay rich off black people stupidity. All right, and off our ignorance. That's what they want to do. They want us to remain stupid and ignorant. So that's one reason they're trying to blackball us off all social media. But they can do that if they want. But we still they can't stop this truth, because there's other ways of spreading the truth before social media was even thought of. Okay, so we want to thank you, sis, for your comment. And
yes,
I'm
thank
sure
you
you're
for.
not the
Thank you.
yeah. I'm sure you're not the only one that has gone through that. There's a lot of people. But if
Yes, thank you again for letting me talk.
Shalom. Just in regards to the website, I was just assuming you could probably use a second party, something like Linktree, and put the website in that link, so it's not the actual website that's showing up.
Yeah. We'll figure it out. Like I said, they can't stop the truth, bro. We appreciate you.
All right, all praises.
All right, let me bring some more people up. All praises. Let me see who we got. Thompson. Let me see. What we got, Brother Ron? What's up, Brother Ron? Everybody bouncing. Let me see. Who we got? Let me get Prince Ja, man. He been trying to come up for a minute, man. We got Prince Ja. What's up, bro?
Hey, shalom.
So, hey,
Leadership, shalom, everybody.
All right. So the question is, man, does a black man really have the freedom of speech? Does he really have a voice?
Hey, real quick, son of God. It looks like they reloaded another page. That's where everybody's going. Correctly put it. Biblical Smoke Reloaded. You see that? They got the title in there and everything. So that's where it looks like everybody's going to.
Okay, y'all. Hey, y'all. Let's vamp this room. Let's go back into the biblical smoke reloaded. All right, I'm gonna end this room. All praise. Hey, man. We don't. Hey, we going in and out the room. I feel like I'm in the club for real, man. I think more people. I just shut the other room down, so more people coming in, man.
Yeah, we got to share that link. Share that on your Facebooks, Instagrams to let people know Biblical Smoke has been reloaded for just reading out the Bible. That's all we was doing. Reading the Bible.
Who taught you niggas how to read?
Who told you niggas read my Bible? Hell wrong with you? Hell wrong with you? Hell is your problem trying to read around here?
Hey, did y'all see that article about that Edomite that made that enslaved that mentally challenged black man
Yeah.
for 5
In
years,
South
made him work 100
Carolina.
hours a week?
Yep. I think it was South Carolina. They
Yep,
enslaved.
South Carolina. 21st century, enslaved the man. How you work 100 hours a week?
I
He had
thought
to literally
we
live there at the place.
100 hours, damn.
I thought we's free around these parts there, boss.
Damn,
As long as you
100
don't,
hours, baby.
yeah, 100 hours a week, man. As
Man
long
had
as you don't
60
cross
hours.
that gun line.
He had 60 hours overtime. Yeah.
He said
Nah,
the
nah, nah,
judge
that was
said
60 hours
he
regular
should,
time, bro.
yeah. Judge said he should get compensated $540 something thousand. My next question was to myself, well, who gonna give him that money? Who gonna pay him? Cause the owner ain't gonna give it to him. He in jail now. Where you gonna get that money from?
Yeah, taxpayers' money.
Yeah, right. State ain't giving him nothing.
They don't give his ass a project, a housing project,
So what's the
and
topic? No,
a box
nobody
shit.
on stage or what?
That sounds like antebellum in real life.
That's exactly what it
That's
was, E.
antebellum.
Yep,
And then
that's
he ain't gonna,
exactly what it
guess
was.
what? Guess what? He ain't the only one. That's when they found him. There's much others.
Right.
He ain't the only one. I assure you, he ain't the only one. They got more in that
Yeah,
area. It's not all close.
hey, look, 'cause living down south, man, I used to hear all the time, man, there's people still in slavery down in Mississippi and Alabama.
I bet. Remember, sharecropping went under the radar for 100 years when slavery ended. 1960. There were under four presidents. They kept that shit secret. So don't sleep. Do not sleep. I assure you, there's many more. Many more.
Hey, who gonna moderate, man? 'Cause hey, we got some people want to come on stage. We gonna pop it off. It's already going on what? 1 o'clock some places, 12 others. Let's go ahead and pop it off. Let me see how many people we got in the room. Shit, we already got almost 700 people. So we can bring up some folks, I guess. What y'all think? Y'all ready?
Go ahead,
Here we go.
504. Do your thing, Neo.
Yeah, Neo 504. Y'all go ahead, man.
All right. We're gonna kick it off. So, Biblical Smoke Reloaded. Does the black man have a voice? We noticed that every nation on the face of the earth, they have a voice. You know, they got the Stop Asian Hate campaign. You know, they have the anti-you-know-what campaign that just got the first Biblical Smoke shut down. But when it comes to black people, it seems like whenever we try to bring out the atrocities that happen to us, when we start to bring to light the actual history of this country and the world, it seems as if we are shut down and shut up. Why do you think that is?
Yo, just one thing before they come on. May I remind you that Asian hate law was passed in the year of Biden being in office. Remember, Biden also said if you don't vote for him, you're not black. And he ain't passed a single law for black folks since he's been in office. He passed laws for homosexuals, he passed laws for Asians, but not for us. So keep that in mind also, those of you who are in politics. Keep that in mind as well. You know, Mike.
That's facts. So we have on stage Jay. What you got to say, Jay?
Shalom, leadership. Most High in Christ bless. I just want to make it quick and short. I think it's 100% yes. Black men do have the biggest impact in terms of voice and influence. I think, understanding this biblical smoke, you want to stay strictly with the scriptures and understanding that, now that we have the Spirit of God on us, to understand that the people in the scriptures are black people, predominantly black men, going from Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, the 12 tribes, the mighty prophets, and all the way to, obviously, our King, Christ. I definitely think, that allows us to, looking at, a lot of people coming up, that allows us to, how can I say? That allows us to understand, people stay scriptural with the way they rap, and the way they maneuver themselves, allows them to have, a bigger influence. So I'm going to leave it at that. But I definitely think, when you allude to, what the scripture says, we are the light of the world, and understanding that, things of that manner, it's definitely 100% yes. I think definitely love what you leadership is doing and going from there. So I'm going to leave it at that.
All right. We have Chad.
Shalom, leadership. How y'all doing? And I would say that no, we don't. We are captives behind enemy lines. And the only ones of us that are given a platform are the ones who piper the masses back to sleep and keep us unconscious to any kind of identity, no form of unity. If you notice any leader that comes up that starts to unify, he's destroyed. They only allow us to speak if we're spewing their poisoning and being all inclusive and trying to assimilate. I'm going to mute my mic.
No, that's very true. D-Mac.
Hey, Shalom, everybody. Most High Christ bless you all. Just want to say, I do not believe that the black man has a voice at all, especially here in America, because when you look at history, through all the things that we've been through, anytime we try to just, unify, it always gets disrupted, we can't really have anything for ourselves. And even going on beyond that, we have so many black men in prison these days, and for crimes that they didn't even commit. They can't even speak up for themselves because, nobody wants to listen. And not even just that, when you look at the workplace, when things happen, especially with me, I go through trials in my workplace, and I have an Esau manager. When I try to go to him and tell them these things, it's just it goes through one ear and out the other. I don't believe that we have a voice at all. The only time that we will ever have a voice is if we use this Bible that was given to us to reach our people. So that's just my opinion, I believe.
All right. So, Son of God, what you got to say about the black man's voice in America?
Hey, the black man voice, man, we don't have a voice unless it's speaking negative. You know what I'm saying? All they want, they want us to speak about killing one another, calling our women all kind of bees and hoes. That's the only time we got a voice. If we're talking about LeBron James, if we're talking about Cam Newton, talking about sports, that's the only time we got a voice. That's why the majority of these black sports commentators, they can get up there and talk because that's the only time they got a voice. You know what I'm saying? That's why Steve Harvey can go on the radio every morning, or Ricky Smiley, or what's his name, Tom Joyner, on the radio every morning. Why? Because they're not speaking no truth, all right? And and when you're not speaking truth, they'll give you a voice. But when you're speaking the truth and using the Bible with it, man, they take your voice away from you and try to call you a hate group or hate speech and anti this and anti that. You know what I'm saying? And it's just simple, man. It's simple. Cyberbullying, and it shouldn't be tolerated. You know what I'm saying? But we as black people, we ignorant when it comes to a lot of things of what's being said and what's being done to us, unless the white man got to show them on TV what's really going on, uh, and for them to rally up behind us, for instance, killings that's been going on. These people been killing us since we got off the slave ship, but now it's being recorded. Now black people actually get to see it with their own eyes. You know what I mean? Now they act like this is just started. You know what I'm saying? They've been holding themselves not guilty since day one. You know what I mean? But as far as having a voice, no. When you're speaking righteousness, give me a scripture. Give me. I want to say it's Ecclesiasticus chapter 38. In verse 12, I believe. I'm shooting from the hip. It may be wrong, so hold on before you read it. Maybe 28 or 12. Give me 1 second. Let me find it. Just give me Job 5. Let's go. It's going to about say the same thing. Job 5 and 12. Because these people think that, these devices that they have created, they think they're going to shut us down and the truth is not going to prevail. But the Most High has always had his plan laid out way before they even created. He gave them the power and the knowledge to create these devices. But these devices, what they understand that they created, like Clubhouse, Instagram, social media outlets. Let's put it like that. You know what I'm saying? They World Wide Web. The Most High had them to create these things for their destruction. And what they're trying not to do is self-destruct. But it's already written. It's already planned. It's already going down. Read that.
Job chapter 5, verse 12. He disappointed the devices of the crafty.
All right, so he's going to disappoint the devices of the crafty because these people are very crafty. You know what I'm saying? They can sit behind their desk. They can sit at home, whatnot, push one button and cut people's IP addresses off. They can sit and push one button and disconnect people from their internet, their devices. But the Most High is going to disappoint their devices. Read.
So that their hands cannot perform their enterprise.
So their hands will not be able to perform the work that they're planning on trying to do to us. It's not going to work. That's what they don't understand. We read this Bible, we study the Bible, and we know the Bible. We know that the fight is already fixed. But the scriptures say that they're going to put up a fight. You know what I'm saying? They're supposed to. They're doing their job. While what people don't understand is that we as black folk, we got, and Hispanics and the Native Americans as well, You know, we got to do our job. The devil is doing his job, but when we trying to do our job, most of the time on Biblical Smoke, what do you got? Our own people coming up against to debunk what we're saying. And basically, what we're trying to tell people is to stop the killing, take care of your kids, marry the black woman, keep the commandments of God. You know what I mean? Stop celebrating, supporting white supremacy. You know what I'm saying? The people that's not giving us a voice, the black Christian church actually support these people. They even done it today. It was called Mother's Day. They supported white supremacy again today. And they are support people that's not wanting to give the black man a voice, and they don't even see it. They cannot even see what they're to do these things since they were little children, because their mothers taught them to do it. Now they have grown up, and now they're doing it. Now they're teaching their children to do it. And this is what these people are trying to stop us from teaching the truth, because long as our people are learning lies and living lies, man, they continue to stay on top, stay rich, because the majority of their wealth comes from black people's ignorance, black people's stupidity, and they push they push it through their television and their radios, all right, and through their social media now. It used to just be television and radios, but now they push it through social media and these apps and stuff on the phone, these phone apps and stuff like that. Now they're starting to continue to push the lies, and we're starting to combat those lies. Now they're trying to shut us down. So they don't want us to ever have a voice in the truth, because the truth is, you know, they are the wicked ones on the earth. They are the devil, and they don't want to be exposed. Give me another scripture that just came to my mind. Give me, I think it's 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, about the man of perdition being revealed. If you know what I'm talking about.
Yes, sir.
And that's what we're doing. We revealing their evilness, and when they don't want that to be revealed, they want us to stay stupid, dumb down, mind. We ain't no music on this clubhouse. You go to some clubhouses, they in there freestyling, they in there rapping. You go to some other rooms, you look on there, hell, they in there talking about being single. They talking about a bunch of garbage. But when you got Biblical Smoke, you know what I mean? We talking about what's really going on in America and throughout the whole earth, on how we've been destroyed. Now they want to try to shut us down. All right, read that.
2 Thessalonians chapter 2, verse 3. Let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come, except there come a falling away first.
All right, stop right there, Booker.
And the man
hold on, because people got to understand that all these things that we're going through, us going into slavery, from slavery to the civil rights movement, to the Jim Crow, from the Jim Crow to the crack cocaine era, to the drug epidemic, all the way to the COVID-19 pandemic, pandemic. We have to go through these things, all right? We have to fall away from the word of God. We have to fall away from who God really is in the teachings of the law. All right, we have to fall away from that. All right, read.
And that man of sin be revealed.
Now this man of sin has to be revealed. This man of sin has to be revealed. Come on.
The son of perdition.
All right, the son of destruction, man. He's the son of the devil. He's the son of evil. Okay, come on.
Who opposeth and exalteth himself above all that is called God.
And that's what these people do.
That is worship.
All right, so these people, they oppose and they assault themselves above God. And believe it or not, black people worship. They worship this false Jesus. They worship this Christianity doctrine. All right. When we say worship, they follow everything that this man say do. If he say his birthday is December 25th, guess what? Our people will celebrate his birthday as December the 25th. If they say he rose on the third day and call it Easter, all right, on Easter Sunday, they're going to do that. That's called worshiping another God. That's called following another doctrine. All right, read that part again, Abuka.
Who opposeth and exalteth himself above all that is called God, or that is worshipped.
All right, because we got to ask ourselves, who taught us about God? Who taught us who God is and how to worship him? All right, the same people who just shut biblical smoke down, same people who control your TV, the same people who finance the slave ships to even get you over. Want to go back even further, you know what I'm saying? These are the same people that got us running around in circles, all right, destroying one another, all right? The same people that are playing these rappers, these radio stations to play songs about selling drugs, about paying these rappers to make songs about the black woman being promiscuous, all right, to being the top hoe in the world, and it's cool, you know what I'm saying, to be a whore. You know what I mean? Or it's cool to have children and not marry the mother. You know what I mean? These same people who are paying these people to do these things are the same people the Bible is talking about here. They oppose themselves as God and they sit in the temple as God. Keep reading the book.
So that he as God sitteth in the temple of God, showing himself that he is God.
Yeah, he's showing himself as that he is God. All you got to do is Google Jesus. You're gonna see the same people pop up. Google God. Google God sitting in the clouds. God in the sky. You're gonna see a man pop up. He's gonna be butt naked, and he's gonna have little babies all around, little baby boys wrapped all around him and stuff like that. These the same people who painted that picture, the same people that God saying that must be revealed. Okay, come on.
Oh, that's it, sir.
That was it. All right, so man, that's the voice that we gotta have. We got to be, and we can't be afraid to give the people the truth, man, because that's why people they keep logging on. No matter what room we open up, you close down biblical smoke. Hey, guess what? We're gonna reload it, or we can just open up a room with no name on it. Guess what? Excuse me. Guess what? People gonna come in it because people are looking for the truth. Because y'all shouldn't have lied. Nobody told them to lie to us for over 400 and some years. They should have been giving us the truth. No one told them not to give us a voice by not teaching us how to read. Don't want us to learn how to write English, that is. All right? No one told them to do that. They done it on their own. So now we can read and write now. Now we sitting up here reading the Bible and finding out that we are the people of the book. Now they mad. And this stuff that how long did they think their lie was gonna go? You know what I mean? So no, we don't have a voice when we're speaking righteousness, bro. So I'm gonna let somebody else come up and talk, man, because I'll keep going. But no, we don't have a voice when we try to speak righteously to our people.
You back 504?
Yeah. I had to go create an official Biblical Smoke Reloaded. So I guess tomorrow we'll pop it off. But if we have any other, because a lot of people are not going to jump on unless there's like a room.
Yeah. So we got Hananiah on the stage, man. What's up? What's up, Hananiah? What you know, man?
Hey, shalom. Most of God's blessed. Hey, give me 2 minutes. I'm on a call. I'll be right back up here.
Okay.
All
We'll
right.
do that. All right. So as we were saying, man, dude, does the black man have a voice, man? If you want to speak your opinion, hey, raise your hand. All right. Raise your hand if you we want some people on the stage that's not familiar with the truth, you know. That's why we just got y'all sitting down there. All right. So we're trying to get more people on the stage. All right, we're trying to get more people on the stage. No, it's
Yeah,
getting late.
if you Israel and you know you Israel, we're gonna be preaching to the choir. We need people that don't know that they Israel, that don't know the truth of the Bible.
They got really, got sincere questions. All right. So does the black man have a voice in America? On Clubhouse, do the black man have a voice? Are we getting bullied on what to say and what not to say? All right. How do you feel? Hey, raise your hand. Come on up. All right. If you know you're Israel, just raise your hand down. Hands down. All right. So let me see. All right. So all right, we continue to bring out more scriptures, man. We'll just continue to bring out more scriptures. All right. So
I'll bring something up real quick.
okay, go ahead, D.
I'm gonna read something real quick since you had mentioned about how we pretty much worship the same men that gave us white Jesus and the whitewashing and so forth. So I'm gonna read something to y'all. This is to prove it. Going back to 2 Thessalonians 2, and it says here, let me read it. It says, get to the point. It says, he also describes accurately, if a bit patronizingly, the merging of Constantine's brand of Christianity with the pre-existing pagan cults in the Middle East. Now, Constantine, for those who are unfamiliar with who that is, was a Holy Roman Emperor, a black man, in fact, and he was, despite being a black man in authority over Rome at this time, he still maintained Roman ideology, Roman empirical ideology, and so he basically took, he understood that the Christian doctrine of that time of the disciples was going to be a threat to the Roman Empire, just as is a threat to America now, because the true Christian doctrine is a doctrine of discipline, a doctrine of organization, righteousness, and that doctrine was pretty much interfering with the Roman Empire's affairs, the Roman Empire social structure, because people were repenting and were pulling away from Roman ideologies. Many of you today are in Roman ideologies today. Many of you are in, and I'm going to show you those Roman ideologies in a minute. Even though it's different names for them today, they were still observed back then. So Constantine saw this threat of the Christian doctrine, true Christian doctrine of the time, and he decided that there was one way, rather we keep killing the disciples, we're making martyrs of them, and the more we kill them, the more they grow. So rather than kill them, if you can't, there's an expression, if you can't beat them, join them. So what he did was he joined the Roman philosophies or pagan ideologies along with the Christian doctrine of that time, since there were few who were teaching it, and this is what he did. It says he also describes accurately, if a bit patronizingly, the merging of Constantine's brand of Christianity, that's the one you guys are in now, with pre-existing pagan cults in the Middle East. Contrary to traditional belief, Emperor Constantine the Great did not embrace Christianity as the religion of Rome. So he did not embrace the Christian doctrine of Christ as the religion of Rome. Rather, he adapted Christianity into a new form that was actually related to the Syrian Sol Invictus cult of sun worship, because Rome, they worshiped the sun, Sol Invictus. That was an unconquered sun. They believed in sun worship. And so with sun worship came this. Constantine redefined Jesus's birthday to comply with the sun festival on December 25th and substituted the sacred Sabbath, Saturday, with the sun day. The high points of Judaic Christianity were conveniently merged with the pagan tradition and the Persian cult of Mithras, which stressed the concept of final judgment. All right? So that's what he ended up doing. He ended up merging Rome with Roman Catholic doctrine. You know, Mike.
That's heavy.
You guys are worshiping in Rome all over again. That's what you're pretty much doing. There's the noise in the background. I'm at work. But you guys are pretty much worshiping the Roman Empire's ideology, mixed with the Bible. Sun worship mixed with the Bible. That's your Easter, your Sunday, your Christmas, your Lent, Ash Wednesday. All that garbage is Roman Catholicism reloaded pretty much with a biblical touch. That's all it is. All right.
All right, so we got anybody up on want to come up on stage, man? Raise your hand. We'll get you up here. All right. So as E was bringing out, man, America is nothing but an extension of Rome, ancient Rome. That's why you still celebrating all those Greek gods, all right? Those Roman gods. They still living here right now in America, and a lot of black people are worshiping them, and a lot of them don't even know it, don't even understand it, don't care to know it, nor do they care to understand it. All right. So you got anything 504?
We got somebody we're trying to bring up right now. The app kind of tripping.
So what we're gonna do, man, look, let's go ahead and just shut the room down, man. We'll come back tomorrow night because I know a lot of people they are leaving.
Yeah, I got the room, the other club successfully set up, so we'll be straight for tomorrow.
Okay. All right, Lord's will, man. Hey, we're gonna shut the room down for the night, and we'll see everybody tomorrow night.
All right.
All right.
Hey, 504.
Yeah.
Yeah, shout out the other room so everybody can go follow that.
Yes, it's Biblical Smoke Reloaded. So if y'all listening, Biblical Smoke Reloaded. All right, that's gonna be the new room. We're gonna get it. We're gonna get it popping again. Can't nobody stop this truth. And if they shut that one down, we're gonna do another room, and another room, and another room, and another room. Right. So
yeah,
y'all, Most High Christ bless y'all. See y'all tomorrow, Lord's will. Thanos snap.